Hi there guys, Ral here with my improvised mic. So, this is my second day of water fasting and what I'm gonna talk about right now is the difficulty of the second day. Hi there guys, this is Ral and I'm here at the coffee shop right now. I'm not here to eat nor to drink coffee. I'm just here to sit with the background noise behind me. But what actually the background noise is extreme. It was a drill. I'll show you later, but there's something being drilled behind me out of the blue. It was silent here a couple of minutes earlier, but out of the blue, they start drilling. Right? I don't know if it's on purpose, but apparently, who would do that on purpose, right? But just kidding. It was a huge coincidence. But I'm just gonna bear it because as I have checked, this mic has superb, reception or noise suppression. When I checked, it didn't really bother hearing the background noise as far as it goes. I checked it and I can only hear myself. So let's continue. I'm gonna talk about water fasting and how is it going. My second day was a lot harder than I expected. I expected it to be smooth sailing just like the first day, but I got less busy today than yesterday, so it's kind of a lot harder, right? What I realized is when you're less busy, then you're more hungry, right? Right? Because yesterday I was really busy doing this mic, which is very useful right now. I'm very proud of it. But today is not so busy day. It's just so day. So yeah, the hunger kicks in. But that's not a big problem. The biggest problem or the hardest part is, when I was at home doing my sales tracker in my laptop, I was productive and I was thinking, okay, cool, I'm not gonna eat food for sure. But then my father started cooking. And, I expected that, so I know some preventive measures to prevent that. But, you know, out of the blue, he cooked one of my favorite food. So he cooked chop suey. Chop suey is one of my favorite. But I said chop suey is bearable, right? I can bear it. What I couldn't bear, or what's harder to bear is chicken liver. The chicken liver in the chop suey. Because, when you're hungry, that's the worst food you can see in the plate. Worst food because you will eat it. I mean, in my case, in my body. Because, chicken liver is so meaty, it's so savory. So, yeah, it's hard to resist it. But I went back in the room, or before I went back, I took 4 glasses of water. That helped. And sprayed a pint of cologne on my nose. Right? And it kind of worked. It helped a lot. The scent of the cologne kills the scent of food and kills your thought of foods because it's not edible. So yeah, it kind of works. So what I realized is the difference from yesterday and today is the level of busyness, right? And if you're less busy, again, you're more hungry. And when you're more hungry, you're more likely to eat. And when you're less busy, you're more likely to be bored as well. And when you're bored, you're more likely to have the thoughts of food because your mind is not preoccupied by something else, right? Or at least something else productive. So yeah, that's what I realized. And with that being said, you know, what I just want to say is, if you just keep yourself busy, then you will feel hungry, but you will not necessarily like have an extreme feeling of hunger because you have an extreme desire to accomplish something. And that just, you know, removes the thought of food, right? I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, that's it. So what I realized is the difference of yesterday and today. Yesterday, well, I was very busy, so yeah, the thought of food, did not really come in my head. That is just effortless fasting, right? There's no resistance. There's no thought of food. There's an absence of the existence of the thought of the food, right? So yeah, and yeah, that's when you're busy, right? And when you're so busy, the hunger's not extreme, and when you're extremely lazy, then of course there's a lot of willpower to use because you're just trying to resist every single minute not eating, right? Because you're not doing anything. So when you're doing something, you're shutting down that part of your brain that thinks about food. That's just an effortless way of doing this water fasting, right? You just don't have to use your willpower because you don't put yourself in a position where it has to be just in the first place because you don't necessarily think about it. It's like a formula, right? More busy equals less hungry, less busy, more lazy equals less or more hunger, right? So it's just like a formula to me. And just keep on doing it. That's so far. That's so far how second day goes. Maybe it might change without further notice. On the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and even if I extend it, it might change, right? Yeah, right. And shout out to my Bluetooth mic that I created. Look at this. Behind me are people that are drilling the cement or the asphalt, and it is very noisy. I could barely hear myself. That's why I'm virtually shouting right now. But you know, upon hearing the recording or the previous recording here, I tested and I can barely hear the background noise. So this mic that I created with pride, I'm very proud of. Has a great noise reduction, right? I love this one. This is cheap one, cheapo, like about $15, really. So yeah, so since I was busy yesterday, I wasn't really feeling hungry. I was feeling hungry, but I was not thinking about it. And the first 3 days of water fasting, as far as I'm concerned, is not merely a biological challenge, or maybe can go as far as 7 days. It's not a biological challenge. It's more like, I mean, it is a biological challenge, but it's less. It's more of a mental challenge than a biological challenge because you know every time I fall off when I do this water fasting, it's not hunger. I swear, it is stress, it is laziness, it is boredom, it is like no non-motivation, if there's such word. So those are the factors that pulls me off. So the first 3 days or first 7 days or merely the entire water fasting is merely like a mental challenge. This is how far the second day goes. Yeah, that's what I realized is when you take or when you do a lot more, so much things, when you do so much things, you just literally shut that part of your brain off that thinks about food. So, yeah, so far that's it. And yeah, I'm gonna do some further more on this one. So, see you tomorrow.